What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Professor Layton vs. Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright! Yes, look at that. I'm getting such a good grip on the title of the game that I've been playing for so long. Anyways, we are in the bakery, upstairs on the second floor, on the first floor being Mrs. Eclair, Phoenix, and Maya. And we're up here trying to remember, with, Aspella. That's what we're doing. How about we go and ask a few people around the town? No, Luke. I don't think that's a good idea. As you are no doubt well aware by now, a single word out of place can be enough to bring the knights against us. Not only that, but I really cannot believe that Mrs. Eclair would pretend not to know him. She's always so straight with people. She's never two-faced. I see. Perhaps, Luke, we should be thankful that she took care of him. Yes, you're right, of course. Professor. By the way, in that letter, Carmine claimed that this town held a mysterious secret. He implied that he wanted me to solve Labyrinthia's mystery. Do you have any idea what that mystery could be? Labyrinthia's mystery? I'm sorry, but I've never even suspected that this town holds any secrets. 1 minute, I'm feeling really paranoid all of a sudden that I'm not recording properly. Okay, everything seems fine. Okay. Just like, you know, when you feel like you left your oven on? For us LPers, lots of times it's recording. Like, am I recording? Is my mic on? Are my settings correct? Everything seems fine. Everything's fine, calm down. Then what might it have been that Carmine was investigating? What was Carmine investigating? Ah! I think I might know what it could be. One time, Carmine asked me this. Why is it that whatever is written by the storyteller in Historia Labyrinthia always becomes fact? If that puzzle can be solved, then we will unravel the mystery of Labyrinthia. So he didn't believe that what's written must always come true either. Well, I'm not sure, but what? It's only natural that what's written in that book must come true. And it's hard for me to believe that both you and Carmine could doubt this. Well, speaking for myself, I can't just believe it so easily. Nevertheless, to the people of Labyrinthia, it appears to be a matter of common sense, which is why those knights treated us with such suspicion. That's true, but are you saying that in your London, there's no story? Well, there are certainly none that come true as the Historia Labyrinthia does. In the world as we know it, such a notion is inconceivable. As I suspected, Carmine is from the same London as you two. So I suppose it makes perfect sense that you should all think it in that way. Incidentally, what action did Carmine take after he came to suspect the story? Well, he often visited the Great Archive. Yes, that's where all the volumes of the story are kept. You mean to say all previous volumes too? Yes, every volume of the story so far. I see. In other words, he wanted to confirm the authenticity of the story. But, Professor, surely he wouldn't be in trouble with the witches just for looking at some books. As I recall in the letter he sent to me, he wrote, I realized the town held a mysterious secret and decided to get to the bottom of it. But before I could, they found me. I believe that was it. Which probably means it wasn't just ordinary books that he was investigating. It's quite likely that the books had something to do with witches. So you mean Carmine came close to unraveling Labyrinthia's mystery, and therefore became the witch's target? Is what you are suggesting? I believe that would be highly probable. But why did the witches? Aspella? Have there been other stories involving witches before this? Yes. There have been many stories about them. All of these stories are also being kept in the archive. What I want to ask Aspella about is the witch's story. Stories about the witches are no doubt a source of considerable fear for the townsfolk. So why is it deemed necessary to keep such stories in the Great Archive? They are an important source of information for the Inquisition. Their prime objective is to capture witches and protect the people of the town. So you're saying that in order to fight the witches, it is essential to read about them and learn their ways? Yes, that's right. Stories involving the witches are under the authority of the Order of Knights. And the Order of Knights was established to protect the town of Labyrinthia. The Storyteller, the Order of Knights, and the Inquisition, they are the ones who govern this town. The entire fate of Labyrinthia is decided by the creator, otherwise known as the Storyteller. That personage is the weaver, personage. Right, personage. Is the weaver of all life in including the current horrifying story involving the actions of a witch. So Darklaw is not a knight per se, but interesting. It then falls to the Order of Knights to protect the townsfolk from such events. The knights not only protect the people, but also act as the storyteller's guard. And finally, the Inquisition is responsible for trying the witches in the witches' court. Okay. That is the manner in which this town is managed and order is maintained. Undoubtedly, it was the Order of Knights keeping peace during the parade we saw. That's right, the storyteller holds those parades from time to time. He gives the townsfolk the story that will determine their fate from that time onwards. The story this time involved a witch, which explains why the knights were on such high alert. I wonder what spells will be used this time. If only we could check in that book. Just a moment, Espella. What was it you just said? Do you mean to say that there is a book about magic? Yes, there is, in the Great Archive. It describes all of the spells that provide the witches their wicked power. It is a special book used by the Knights of the Inquisition to aid them in their investigations. That's it. That must have been what Carmine was so interested in. He was investigating the witch's power. Of course, it's possible that he came upon a secret that he shouldn't have known. And that's why the witches attacked him. Indeed, Luke, that may well be the reason. The story, so respected by the people and the witches whom they fear, there could be a certain secret connecting these two in some way. Thank you, Espella. It seems we now know where to begin with our investigation. So you'll be visiting the Great Archive? Yes, indeed. The book about magic that resides there may well provide a valuable clue towards unraveling the mystery of Labyrinthia. We better get going with our investigation straight away, right, Professor? Absolutely, Luke. We must solve this puzzle for Carmine's sake, as well as our own. Mr. Layton? Please take me along with you. I'm not sure that's wise. It might put you in more than a little trouble. It is likely that Carmine's investigations are what led to him being pursued by witches. And if that's the case, the path we tread may well be fraught with danger. Even so, I really would like to help you. Talking with you both like this, I too have come to believe that there must be a secret to this town. I want to help you find the truth. Well, Espella, I suppose that settles it. From here on in, let's all do our very best to solve this mystery together. Together! I'm the Professor's apprentice! Thank you, Luke. I'll be sure to do that. Well then, without any further ado, let's follow in Carmine's footsteps and visit the Great Archive. I am quite certain that's where the clues are waiting to be found. Yes, let's go! Meow. Not you, Eve. I'm afraid you'll have to stay here until I get back. And she's gone. And she's back. Oh, my pendant! That's a lovely pendant, Espella. It's very old. I can't even remember how old I was when I started wearing it. Oh man, I've been reading for a while. Okay, let me just stretch. For God's sake, you guys have been listening to me talk for 10 minutes. How do you do it? How do you do it? I don't know. Unless you're like Chloe, who's probably sitting at work not doing her work listening to me. In which case, well done. You procrastinate. You keep it up. Sorry to have kept you. Shall we leave for the Great Archive now? The Garchive? Garchive. Oh, Espella, are you off out somewhere? Sure, okay. Yes, I am taking Mr. Layton and Luke to see the Great Archive. Is that so? Well, you might want to hurry. It looks like it might rain at any time. Ah, yes, that reminds me. Could you get me something while you're out? Just on your way back would be fine. Yes, of course. What can I get for you? Some goat's milk from Mary. I forgot to get some when I was at the market. Okay, I'll drop round to Mary's farm on the way back. Would you? There's a milk bucket ready round the back. Milk, you say? Naturally, our bakery uses only the finest goat's milk for our milk loaf. It's so fluffy and white, it's delicious. Core. What is all this core? Core. What's he trying to say? I don't know. Let's be certain to try some later, Luke. I'm totally up for that. Okay. Well, I guess I can speak with Maya and them. So you're both friends of Espella's? I'm glad to see she has friends like you. That's it? Sorry if I came across as rude earlier. Please pay it no thought. It's just that sometimes I get carried away when I'm pounding the dough like that. Well, it was kind of surprising to hear a big thump like that, even if you were just kneading the dough. And when you said, "Take that!" my heart nearly stopped. When I bake great bread, I guess I just feel the need to present it to the customer like that. Ah, I guess it runs in his blood. Okay. It looks like the knights have given up searching for us. Thank goodness. Yes, it seems you're right, Luke. From the look of things, we should be safe to explore a little more before making our way to the Great Archive. Interesting. So I could skip the puzzle. What is the benefit of doing the puzzles exactly? What can I do with the money I have? I just don't know. Yeah, it's been a while since I've checked our, it's been a while since I've saved, actually. There we go. What do I do with my picarats? Ooh, what's in the options? Oh, okay. Let's leave that alone. Woo, a lot of stuff. But it looks like I read it because I dragged my cursor over it. Let's go, go, go! Ah, this music. Here we are. This is the Great Archive. And it's only like, what, a 15-second loop? Maybe a little longer. I might be, you know, it's just really good. Wow. It looked impressive even from a distance, but now we're up close. It's huge! Just looking up at it makes my neck ache. It must have taken considerable time and manpower to erect a building of this size. Yes, it did. This building has become something of a symbol for the town. Huh? Hey, look at that roof over there. It looks like it suffered considerable fire damage at some point. Was there a major fire or something? Ah, that was... I've been listening for a while and must say, you two really are strange. Oh, it's you. That roof has been like that for some time. It's certainly nothing new. Really? If it's all right with you, could you tell us a little about it? You two never cease to amaze me with your incredible lack of knowledge. Well, I guess it couldn't hurt to tell you. That damage is from the legendary fire. Yes, long, long, long ago, there was a huge fire that engulfed almost this entire town. The damage there occurred at that time. You can see other traces of the fire around the town too, here and there. The entire town was engulfed in a huge fire. All of the townsfolk know about it. You're probably the only ones that don't. Thank you for filling us in. That certainly cleared up a few things. No problem. It so happens I had nothing better to do. It wasn't such a bad way to kill time. Anyway, I'll see you around. To think that even a building of this size could be affected by fire. The fire that spread through the town really must have been legendary. You're certainly right about that, Luke. Espella, something the matter? Oh, no, nothing at all. Shall we make our way inside? So many people. But think of all the time I'm saving by not doing those extra puzzles. Wow, there are books crammed in here from floor to ceiling. Truly remarkable. Are all of these books stories? Yes, they are, all of them. It's said that these were all written by the storyteller. All of these books, but there are so many. Excuse me, beg your pardon, look out, Gateway! I've got him, don't worry. Piece of cake. Whew, told you no problem. Sorry to startle you folk. I don't think there was anyone here. That's alright. It's lucky that you didn't drop any books. I don't think I've ever seen anyone carry so many books at once. Aren't they heavy? I love books, so I feel like a mother carrying her baby. If you love books too, why not carry a few with me? I do love books, but I don't think I can carry that many. You obviously don't understand the true enjoyment of books. Embracing books, being buried in books, the feel of books, the smell of books. If you just replace that K with B and then the feel of boobs, the smell of boobs is what he's saying. Being surrounded by boobs and playing with them, that's how to enjoy boobs. I feel like that's intentional. There's no way that's not intentional. Whoever translated this game, you pervy sly dogs. I'm not sure I totally agree. Dewey? That voice, that's Espella, isn't it? Uh-oh, here we go, yeah? Please remain calm. You wouldn't want to drop those books. Just leave it to me. See, all under control. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you like that. Dewey, we've come here to find a book about magic. Magic? I should have known. That is, never mind. Well, if it's magic that you're interested in, then might I suggest the Grand Grimoire? And I know it's a minute short, but I'm gonna end this video here, so stay tuned for the next one. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.